Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, aka the Boogie Man. Part 2, putting this axle in this badass 64 Comet. Last episode, we talked about mocking everything up, getting your takeouts and getting the car where you want it and getting the look. In this episode, we're gonna talk about caster camber. When you install these axles, you gotta set up the caster. Straight axles, camber is built into the straight axle. We're going to touch on camber a little bit, but you have no adjustability with these with a straight axle style front end. You really don't have no adjustability of camber. The manufacturer themselves put the camber in, and we'll go over that in just a few minutes. What I like to do, if it's a drag car, I like 10 degrees of caster. The reason being, the car wants to straighten itself up when it gets out of shape. That's what caster does. Caster, if you ever took your hands off the steering wheel and you feel like the car, it don't dart or don't dart left, that's caster. The caster in it is what makes the car track straight if you take your hands off the steering wheel. That's caster. If this was a street car, I would probably put it at 6 to 7, even as low as 5. That works real good. A drag car, minimum 10 to 12. That is the magic number on these cars. If you've ever seen any video of the Boogie Man going down the track on the big end and it's just all over the track, the car wants to correct itself because I have so much caster in it. It actually wants to pull itself back straight. So I always believe in a lot of caster in these cars. We're gonna go back to the whiteboard again because the whiteboard is my friend, okay? Caster is the rolling of the spindle. This is our 90-degree line. This is 90 degrees from the ground. This is our tire sitting on the ground. All right, if this line here was 90 degrees, that spindle sitting up 90 degrees, we're gonna roll it back to 80 degrees. That is 10 degrees. We're going to roll the spindle back. That is caster. Like I told you all ago, caster is to make the car more stable as it goes down the road. Like I said, if you take your hands off the steering wheel and the car don't go into either one of the ditches, that is caster making that happen. You take your hands off the steering wheel, car still going straight, that's caster. That's the spindles rolled back. Drag racing straight axle cars, 10 degrees plus to 12. Stay right in there. Street car, you can get away with 6 or 7. Drag cars, 10 to 12. That is where they like it. That's where they handle the best, especially on the big end. If it gets up to speed, of 120 mile an hour in the 8th, that's when caster really helps that car stay stable on the track, all right? Or if you're in a quarter mile running 150 through the trap, caster's your friend. In fact, I stopped by Phil Hartman's the other day. We was talking about this, and they build funny cars at 10 degrees. That's what they put in a top fuel funny car is 10 degrees of caster. So if you're building a drag car, roll this spindle back 10 degrees. It's going to handle real good on the track. Now, your steering arm's going to roll way down here, and it's going to freak you out. It don't mean nothing. It ain't going to hurt anything. All that matters is this spindle's rolled back, and there you go. This is camber, which there really is nothing you can do about camber when you order one of these axles unless you want to go to them old school lineup machines that you could drive up on and they chain the axle down and they take jacks and torches and they can tweak their axle and put the camber in it, okay? What we've done here is we've got our springs mocked up. We've got our axle mocked into place. We've got our height where we want it. Actually, it's a little higher than I'd like, but the customer likes it, so we like it. We have not put our caster in yet. We've actually left the purchase loose. Tip of the day. These Vice-Grip chain pliers, you can get them at Harbor Freight or get them online. I'm telling you now, these are the neatest. I've had them for about 10 years, and when I was in the industrial business, that's where I found these things. Man, they're the neatest thing in the world, but they're a little chain, and what they'll do is clamp around stuff like this, and you can tighten it up. That's all that's holding this axle in right now. But it'll actually hold it in place. And we rolled the car from over here onto this lift with these neat chain Vice-Grip pliers. I don't even know what they're called, but they're the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I think you can get them at Harbor Freight or you can get them online. Man, they're worth investing in. That's a good tip of the day. Getting back to our axle install. We feel real good about everything. I'm happy with the height. I'm happy about this. I'm happy where that's at. So now what we're going to do is put caster in it. Well, right now, the way I do caster is on top of these spindles, they're machined. Nice and a nice, smooth, machined flat area. And that flat area is when they went into the process of making this, they flattened this out and then they bored that kingpin perfectly 90 degrees to this. That was when they took the raw casting and started. So that is a good flat area. I take a socket big enough, just a socket, I put it over the kingpin, holds it flat. Digital angle finder at Lowe's, best thing you can buy. They're just neat as all get out. Put it on there, I turn it on, I spin it around. Now the bad thing of it is, I'm gonna turn it this way so I can see it. Right now, I'm at 5 degrees. So we're only half of where we wanna be. What we're gonna do is we'll loosen this axle up. We're not gonna do this right this minute, but we'll loosen these chains up. We have our jacks under here for extra security. We'll roll this axle, we'll clamp it back. And then until we get this to read 10 degrees. And what that done is took that spindle from 90 to 80 degrees. So this will make that very simple. 90 degrees from the ground, 90 degrees. We roll it back toward the firewall, 10 degrees. It would read 80 degrees, but we only moved it 10. So we have set it back 10 degrees. 10 to 12 is optimum for these drag cars. They handle the best, they recover the best out on the big end when they get to dancing around. And that's when the shit gets exciting though, when they get to dancing around. But you get my point, but it'll help it pull itself right back into shape, and that's what you want. Or you're gonna hit the wall and have a bad day and it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars. You don't wanna do that bullshit. Another thing we'll be adding that we don't have here is a little stabilizer we use on these things for the steering. That'll be in the next episode, so we're gonna leave that out. You have to catch that in part 3. Camber in a straight axle is this tire being pivoted in or out like this right here. And basically it's degrees. It's so many degrees at the top of the tires rolled out or rolled in. It's camber. What camber's for is as simple can be. Roads are not flat. Roads are crowned because of water runoff. They've been that way for years and years and years. So camber is to help the contact patch fit the road and not wear the tire. That is what camber's for. So this is what camber does. Now, camber in a straight axle, you can't adjust it. You can, the old school way of adjusting it, well, they would come into certain machines, these big machines, and drive on them, and they'd heat the axles and bend the axle to take or add camber. Nobody really does that anymore because really and truly nobody, size big 18-wheelers, nobody runs straight axles no more on the roads. When you get your axle for your gasser, the camber's already installed into the bushing, and when you get it, the tires are gonna look like that, but as it settles and it rolls, the tires will flatten up on the road. In your straight axle, the camber's already welded into it. All right, guys, I just showed you caster and camber. I wanna show you something else when you install this axle. You need to find you some reference points on these cars, or any car, always. Let's just say if you're not building a full frame car, because when you're building a full frame car, you're doing it on a jig, and you got all kinds of reference points. Rarely is somebody gonna attempt to do that at home in the garage, or out in the carport, or out in the driveway. So when you're clipping in an axle like we did here in the existing car, you gotta find some points of reference. To square this axle up, you need to square the axle up to the car, all right? So what I like to do is measure around on the bottom of the car. I like to pull off the spring bolt in the back, come up here, pull some measurement, put some lines, put some marks, do the left side, do the right side. Find some points on the car that measure right. You can scribe you lines off of the rear end and get square here. But find what I call ground zero points. That means that bolt back there that holds the leaf spring in, it ain't moved. That whole rear end is squared off of that one bolt. So that bolt and the bolt across from it should be, in theory, on the same plane, on the same line. So you can pull forward off of them bolt holes and mark you some lines here and start squaring up that axle. Because then you can pull from your line to your axle and start squaring it, you know, and truing it in the car. Once you get that, then you can X this axle, pull to the corner bolt here, pull to the corner bolt, take that bolt, pull to this corner of this axle, take that bolt, pull to this corner of this axle, and do an X. And that X, you get them measurements right in that X, this thing is now square to the car. Now, you do got play in the pins here to do some adjusting. So try to always put your purchase on when you're doing this in the center. So if you want to go get it lined up, they can tweak it a little bit and move it around. But always find you a point of reference on these cars to come from. If you do not do that, this ain't gonna do you no good. I feel good about this thing. The customer likes it. He's gonna race it actually a week from this Saturday. So we got to haul ass and get it on done. We've got our frame clip, we've got our springs in, we've got our look, we've got everything we want. Now we're gonna move on to steering in part 3, and we'll see you in part 3. Now, remember one thing while we installing this axle, okay? And this ruffled some feathers a few weeks ago, and I really don't give a shit. Put your axle in straight in the car. Don't do none of this pussied-fied stagger. Real drag racers, and I ain't even been drag racing that long. Put the axle in straight. Don't do none of this fancy modern, let's put an inch or 2 in it and stagger it to fool the trees and the lights and everything else. Hell, if you're gonna race old school, race old school. Old school, straight axle. Remember, don't be a puss. Keep them straight axles straight. Chris Dunn, aka the Boogie Man.